Sisters of Spirit, featuring Lavender Green, Raven Waters, and Samantha May.
Hi, I'm Lavender Green.
I'm Raven Waters.
And I'm Samantha May.
And we are Sisters of Spirit. Welcome to our Halloween Spooktacular.
I know. Woo. I'm all excited about this, getting the dress up and everything.
So, you're dressed up? I thought you were in your normal attire, ladies.
I was just going for a new look. I don't know about you, man.
I don't know. Well, the hat took a little while, so.
Yeah. See, I took the hat off because normally I have a hat on, so I took the hat off this time so you could see my cute little horns,
Mm-hmm.
All little angels have horns.
Yeah. Anyway, we wanted to bring about our Halloween special because, Halloween is one of the oldest holidays we celebrate today. I think I can speak for the girls as it is one of our favorite holidays that we have out there.
Halloween's every day in my world.
Yeah, everything in my apartment, your apartment.
Yes.
All Halloween, all the time.
Yes.
Yes, we are very spooky people.
Yes,
but it's actually comes only second to Christmas. But while millions of people actually celebrate Halloween, I don't think most people actually know the origins of Halloween. The myths, the history, the facts.
Superstitions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and different ways that Halloween is celebrated across the world.
My favorite is with spirits.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So we're going to go over some of those basic ideas of what you're looking for, or maybe answer those questions that you just kind of went with the flow and never took time to figure out. So
I really like Halloween mainly because it's not actually, I would not say it's an occult kind of holiday. I would say more it's a way of life. Years ago, the traditional Halloween idea was, and we're talking back before the 1900s, they used to go out on a specific night, and the reason they would dress in costume, and it necessarily wasn't costume, it was more like a disguise, and they would go to people's houses and leave baskets of soul cakes and fruit and knock at the door and run, basically, play that little knock and run thing. But it was more or less they would give to their neighbors who were in need. It was fun.
yeah, absolutely.
It started from just as a way to help other people. Then it grew into a more spiritual holiday like the Day of the Dead. That's celebrated in Mexico.
Yep.
And it's actually starts this year on Halloween on October 31st and goes to the 2nd.
That's a wonderful point, Samantha. So I was just thinking over here, why the 31st? Why do we do Halloween at the very end of October?
Did you know that Halloween the original Halloween was celebrated in May? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes, they actually, the Christians moved it to October 31st so that it would fall in with All Souls Day.
Oh, interesting.
Which is what, November 1st?
Yes.
Yeah. So or All Saints Day is November 1st.
Yeah,
All Souls Day is October 31st. But it used to be in May because it was nicer weather and they could knock and run quicker on their neighborhood.
I also think that October 31st is actually the last day of the Celtic calendar too, so that might also have something
This is
to do
true.
with that.
And
This
that's
is very
why it was
true.
Samhain. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but
But a lot of the rituals of dressing up stem from basically you would get dressed up in a scary costume so you could scare the spirits away. Woo!
I know. I feel like I'm scary enough every day, so I don't really need to be dressing up to scare any spirits away.
Like I said, I don't know why you didn't dress up today.
I know.
yeah. You look perfectly normal
That's
today.
right. This is true.
I'm just a little mad over here.
Halloween, I like it mainly because it's in the change of the weather, the beginning of your fall season. It's more or less of a closing. It's starting to break away. It's starting to be eerie, and that's my favorite, is when it's really eerie and misty and spooky outside, and there's a little chill in the air so that you can wear hats and you can wear boots and you can wear the cloaks.
I need to interrupt you right there. Normally, okay, our October right now is absolutely ridiculous of some 90-some weather, or at least feels like that.
No,
earlier
it was 80. It was 80 degrees.
So normally you can wear the wonderful sweaters and enjoy the fall things. I still like the bonfires regardless, that's always fun. But yeah, normally you can dress up with the cloaks and everything.
A lot of times back in Europe, they would ring bells at dusk on Halloween to signify the ghosts rising, the spirits rising. And a lot of times it would be funny because you'd have all these people outside, bringing their little bell. Brings that song to my, ring my bell. They would ring the bell so that it would signify the ghosts can wander, and would bring you your family, your past, your relatives that roam the earth. It brings them home, and it lets them have time, roaming around.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a great thing that you bring that up, because there's actually one of my favorite myths that I have read actually talks about that in Ireland, because I like to read a lot of that stuff. And the one actually talks about how the spirits come through the town and would ride off, and a lot of them too is also fairies who would ride off into the fairy land, and if you weren't somewhere safe or indoors, it was said that you could be whisked away with them, and they only had so much time to be here between realms, and the idea of it being a thinner veil, which we'll probably get more into. But when they come back, you have to come back with the group, or
Explain
else
to
you'd be stuck there.
Explain to somebody who wouldn't understand what the veil means. Explain that.
All right, so the veil kind of talks about we know where we're living, we know how we interact with different people. We also know, or at least our people who are viewing most likely believe in the spirits and that they're here too. But we're occupying the same space, but we don't really see each other, sometimes interact with each other. So the veil is kind of that thin fabric where we're...
Between realms.
Yeah, between realms where we're dealing with it.
And it's thinner at a certain time of year, they say, correct?
Yeah.
And I like to think of it as like a funeral veil. The way they would do funerals back in the day, they would put a veil over your dead body, basically. Mm-hmm. And that's a type of shroud. So it's like when I think of the veil, it's between,
which would make sense
to
when
protect
you
the dead
see
and
a
the
lot of the older movies of funerals, especially you'd see movies where it's like the mafia, and they would be out there at their funerals and everybody be in the black, and you'd see the widow would have a huge hat on with a veil over her. That signified the fact that she was trying to still communicate with the other side. She doesn't really want to accept the fact that her spouse is gone, so she would communicate with the other side, and she'd still be able to see him, which is really funny because a lot of people would say all these are pagan rituals, just like All Saints Day. All Saints Day, a lot of people would go to church and they'd pray to the saints. Well, okay, aren't saints the same thing as spirits? They're no longer here.
Yeah, and it's great that you bring up about the about kind of the process of the veils, because I actually just had an experience where I got to go to Gettysburg, and we actually did that. We did a Victorian type funeral, which was fun for me, maybe not for everybody. But they actually talked about some of the superstitions that they had back there, and they were surrounded by death. So, so we people now may be a little uncomfortable with the subject, but that was something they lived with day in and day out. And they actually had paper dresses, black paper dresses, because it was considered bad luck to actually have a funeral gown there. And they would go in mourning for about a year and a half. So
most people wouldn't wear black back then except to go to a funeral.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if you were in mourning, a lot of cultures believe that you should, the wife and the family stay in mourning for a stronger, longer period of time. And a lot of women would wear black for a full year.
yeah,
So
and many years afterwards.
Yeah, and this way that they could mourn the death of their loved one. Well, if that's the case, I must be mourning a lot of loved ones.
I know,
wear it
we're
every
really
day.
mourning for humanity, for all the different people who passed.
That's
And
right.
actually, Abe Lincoln, his famous suit and everything like that, he wore that, really came in the style after he lost his one son. And he had his armband. For men, it was actually 3 months of mourning they had to do for a loss of a child. But he wore it, I think, over a year, and he had that outfit on there. And they stopped making that outfit for him. So
Really?
yeah.
So
My
on
fun
our
fact.
Halloween table today, of course, we're drinking water because water's really good for your body, and we try to promote some really healthy stuff, seeing that we have some unhealthy stuff.
Yeah,
on the
we had to
table.
balance it out here.
But we have some wonderful worms.
Mm-hmm.
They're such pretty colors, and we have some dill pickle chips, and then of course we have some candy
Candy is wonderful.
and some eyeballs. Would you like an eyeball?
Of course. I see you over there. What one of them?
Somebody's got to be the guinea pig.
It's not open.
So
She's always playing tricks on me.
It is Halloween, trick or treat. Did
I
you want
see
an
you.
eyeball?
Sure, I'll take the color of my eyes on some days.
Red.
Blue.
There we go. Me, I don't want no eyeballs. I got
Alright, cheers.
Oh, they smell
I
good.
see you.
I know.
They do smell good.
Mm-hmm.
See, now, if we wanted to be like really traditional in our thing right here, we could put out little cauldrons with bubbling stuff in it and put some eye of newts, which you guys just had, you know. They're really good.
Well, I have a tidbit about the Eye of Newt.
Ooh, let's hear it.
So, it's from a Shakespeare play. It's from Macbeth, and that actually wasn't really perceptions of witches. That's not a real spell.
Oh, then what is it?
It is just a poem. It was just to in the play to make an eerie feeling of
So it's a scenario.
yes. It's just a scenario, and that
Nice.
shouldn't be indicative of any witches.
But so many people think, you know, eye of newt, wing of bat.
Yes.
I mean, that's when you think of a witch doing a spell in front of a cauldron and they're standing there and they're stirring and stirring. You think of them putting like live critters in there. You know, when I'm stirring a big old pot, I'm putting some carrots and potatoes in there. Yeah, that's my eye of newt, baby.
Yeah. And I think that was something too. I think the eye newt actually was an herb. I think I saw somewhere.
I'm pretty sure you're right, because
Yeah.
if you look in an herbal diary, dictionary, whatever you want to call it, when you pull it up, every herb has an original name, and then it has several different names that people classify it as. So I'm
Yes.
pretty sure if you look in there under eye and newt, it's probably some kind of
Like cooking
herb.
herb, yeah.
Yeah, like
You could be
thyme or
cooking with
something.
eye and newt at
That's
home and
right.
don't even know it.
This is so true.
Yeah.
But one of the other things is jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns are very popular at Halloween. I mean, when you guys were kids, which wasn't too long ago for me, it was like eons ago, you know.
I'm sorry, I'm not a kid anymore.
Anyway,
Well, I'm a year older now, so
yes. Happy birthday,
I
Samantha. Yes, when you were children, even as adults, you go out, you go to the pumpkin patch, or you go to the food store, which usually is my pumpkin patch. You get yourself a nice old pumpkin and you carve it. But do you know why people carve those pumpkins? I'm sure one of you two know.
well, wasn't it to it was first as a way to scare away spirits by putting a face in it, or to light your relative's home.
Yes. The idea of the jack-o'-lantern, okay, with the happy face and everything, you put the happy face on the jack-o'-lantern. Well, that was the original way. That was to actually guide your relative back to your home. The costumes were to scare the bad spirits. But my thought is what happens if your loved one was the bad spirit and somebody else's was the good one?
I know, I was just going to say, I'm like, why don't we just not put pumpkins out there? If you see someone with no pumpkins carved on their doorstep, maybe
Everyone's welcome.
you know,
Yeah.
they didn't have like the best, you know, friendship with their family. You know, they're like, yeah, no, we'll bring them some new people.
But jack-o'-lanterns are always a good thing to put outside for several reasons, because children really enjoy it. They enjoy walking along and seeing all these wonderful crafted things. Our next thing will be, we'd like to bring up is the fact of candy. What is some of the best candy out there? Some of our favorite things to talk about is Halloween candy. Come on, when you go trick or treating. One of the things.
Stuff is gold.
Really good stuff. But come on, when you were trick or treating as a child, I'm sure you had your favorite candies. Before we get into a list of favorite candies, what was your favorite when you were a kid?
Oh my gosh, I had to pick one. The ones I could eat. That was my favorite candy, the ones I was allowed to eat. I love the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and really the stuff with the chocolate, like Snickers and stuff. Yeah, so hopefully they'll be on, you know, some of the
list.
most popular. Yeah.
And what about you?
Kit Kats.
Kit
Kit Kats are my favorite.
Ooh.
And the Midnight Milky Ways, not the regular Milky Ways.
Oh,
the
yeah,
midnight
that's
ones.
right.
They're dark
And then, like
chocolate.
the
They have the nougat in there.
like the
She's
Grand
young.
Bars
Yes.
or whatnot.
See, when I was a kid, we'd go trick or treating.
You got lollipops?
Oh, shut up.
No, she got Eye of Newt.
No. When we would go trick or treating, my mom would take myself and my two sisters out, and we would go to this little place around the neighborhood that was called the Grove. It was very spooky, and the houses were very put together.
Fancy.
But there was this one little old house, and when you think of tiny house nation, like little tiny houses, that's what this was. These were little tiny house nations, but we called it back in the Grove. And there was this old woman back there. This is a really great story because this woman, you never saw her all year long, ever. She was only out there on Halloween. And you'd walk up to her house and she had a big old pot outside and she'd be standing there stirring it and her door would be open. And she had a dog and a husband who would be sitting in front of the TV. But she was old, like really, really old. And every child who came up got a hot cup of apple cider.
Ooh.
And a homemade, just from the oven, gingerbread cookie.
Oh, wow. That's
Soft
great.
and chewy. And everybody, they just loved it. And I swear, the woman was probably dead or something. She would just, show up out of the blue. Either that or she was cooking all year long.
It kind of sounds like, Hansel and Gretel over there. Everybody got the small little houses in this little grove area.
It was very spooky.
And then the lady just sitting outside with a big ass pot.
Come, eat my cookies.
And then I'll put you in the oven and kill you.
Come here, pretty bird. But there is like a list of the top candies out there that sell every year. And one of our top selling candies is Reese's Pieces.
Reese's.
Yeah, Reese's. Reese's are really good. And their sales are like in the 500.
You're kidding me. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I definitely contributed to that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know a few people that have.
And then, of course, there's M&M's. And I'll bet you guys can't guess number 3.
Milky Way.
Snickers!
I'm sorry.
And then, of course, there's like, Hershey and Kit Kat. They're the top selling. Say, there's the top selling of all time candies.
Yeah.
So when you go to the store this year to purchase your Halloween candy, keep that in mind. This is what the children like. Get the prepackaged ones. And do yourself a favor because there's a lot of children out there who can't have specific candies because they're not specifically marked, for children who have wheat allergies, who have peanut allergies. Get something generic. A good old-fashioned Hershey bar.
Yeah.
That's gluten-free. That has no, nuts in it or anything.
And it's always great to do and try to have like a separate bowl if you can.
Yes.
There's even a thing now you can, if you want to let the parents know that you take this matter very seriously for the kids and want them to have a good time, you can actually get a teal pumpkin and actually put it on your doorstep now.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that lets people know that you're aware of everything that's
Of
going
allergies.
on. Yeah.
This is true. But a lot of the things is some kids can't have sugar altogether. So a lot of that would be, kids still like to trick or treat and they still like to get something. So keep that in mind. Get pencils or erasers or
And
something.
stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers are always
Anything.
great.
Stickers,
Anything
glitter.
I'm
with
still
the
happy with
kids.
stickers,
Yeah.
especially the scratch and sniff. If you want to take it up to the next level, you do scratch and sniff stickers. That's what I'm saying.
But be thoughtful to the children. Get, something that everybody can use and, little tiny things of applesauce or something.
Yeah.
Just keep it in mind. Just,
Just alternatives. You don't have to do
exactly.
like a huge amount. And I will say too, on behalf of the children, as I am still part child here, we all know the people. We all know the people who do the dental floss, and these are very thoughtful gifts or whatnot. But we
And
all know your
toothbrushes.
houses. Yes, we all know your houses. This is not what children are like. Oh, let me get a toothbrush today. I think mine might be a 6 months thing.
That might be
It's-
actually a pre-wrapped toothbrush, not dental floss, because I think
Yeah.
that's really stupid. Not many children are going to stand there and be happy.
I'm like,
with that.
oh, let me floss this.
Although
I really
you
like the
can-
mint taste,
You can crochet them into nice little bracelets or
Yeah.
something. But no, get yourself like toothbrushes and everything. But don't be surprised if you find them the next day all sticking up on your property.
Yeah, we know who you are.
That's
I
right.
still remember those houses from when I was younger. I still like, that was the toothbrush and the dental floss. We're just
This
going to
is
go
true.
here.
This is very
So,
true.
it's meant to definitely be fun and be in
And
the
have
spirit of
fun.
things.
But as having fun is a party. So we're going to now just have a little chit chat, and we have a special guest who's going to join us in
Oh,
just
yes.
a second. So we're going to just take a 2-second little break and pop out of here. Wow.
How did you get here so fast?
Oh my goodness!
We'd like to welcome our special guest. This is my granddaughter, Snow.
Hello.
And yes, that is her name. That is her name. And what are you supposed to be?
I'm supposed to be a doll crying blood.
Oh, a scary doll. Kind of doll that you would carry when you were a child, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
That is very cool. So what would be your idea of a great Halloween goodie to get for trick-or-treating?
I think these little stuffed animal beanie babies, maybe.
Nice.
I loved
Nice.
Beanie Babies. They were
Yes.
my toy of toys.
Same.
That would be really cool because that's a really good idea because you could go out and you can get little things from the dollar store, Five Below, or anything like that. And no, this isn't a plug for any store or anything, but
Yes.
you know, you go to the store, you get a bunch of little goodies, and especially little girls. Little girls love that. Colored pencils, little tiny books that they can color in.
Yeah,
Or
you can
the
even do the
spider
color
ones.
pencils for the big kids that come around
Yeah.
with the little ones, because there's a whole movement of
What
coloring.
little
with the
one
color
would you be
pencil.
coloring around with?
Wait, I don't know. My cat could
Yeah.
be my little one.
Yeah.
You know?
Or your dog.
Or your dog? She doesn't have a dog.
I don't know.
She doesn't
I could
have a
find
dog.
one. I'm like, I like to top a puppy just for today. We're just
So,
doing
what
a
would be
trial
your
walk.
favorite Halloween song? Do you have a favorite Halloween song other than the ones that we had on our list? I do.
No,
You do?
Yeah.
I don't. I think my favorite's probably Thriller.
Thriller.
Really?
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I like one. It's a little morbid, surprising. It's actually I heard it first from Supernatural, which is my favorite show, and it is Oh Death.
Never
trying to
Oh
heard of
wow,
it.
I love that
Yeah,
song.
it's kind of has a like southern type twang, really mysterious kind of feel to it.
Nice. How about you?
Mine is "Living Dead Girl" by Rob Zombie. That is
Nice.
actually my favorite song. This right behind "Machine Gun" by Jimi Hendrix.
She doesn't have any violent tendencies.
No,
at all.
not at all.
Mine actually is Time Warp.
I'm,
The
oh
Rocky Horror Picture
Yes.
Show. Put your hands on your hips.
yeah.
Say, we can have fun at our party
Yeah.
too. We're a little crazy, but we can have fun.
Gotta have music at a party.
Yes,
Yeah,
gotta
that's
have
just needed.
music.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And as you can see, each one of us are in costume. So you already said what your costume is. You know, what was your costume?
Surprising, yes, I am dressed up. I am Miss Hatter, little Mad Hatter, so.
She's so
that's-
glad.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I like to do characters I just feel in tune with.
She is a character.
So, it just
That's
works with
okay.
me, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so well, I really like the hair. I mean,
I love
this is a
the
really
hair.
good hairstyle, isn't it? She
Yeah.
should wear her hair like this all the
I
time.
know.
Yes. she
Definitely
should.
get people to take look.
Take notice.
Yeah, look at me if I
Definitely.
need their attention.
But I really like, you should do your hair wild like this all the time. Definitely. And what would you like to tell people that you are? Which I really like the costume. It's very becoming.
Thank you. It's a very quick Minotaur.
Very nice.
I did
Very
it in
good
10
job.
minutes.
Very good job. And as you can see, this is my attempt at Maleficent.
I like it.
This is my pretty bird.
Pretty bird, pretty bird.
Pretty bird.
Okay, beastie. But this is our party, and with parties, we have questions and we have games, and
Oh,
we did
games.
mention it last time that we were going to answer a few questions, and we did get some questions.
Yes, we did.
But I think we'll do the questions first and then the game. So
If we must.
No, work before play.
yeah, work before play. So
They're all the responsible ones. I'm with you. We'll
Yeah,
just get the
yeah.
candy and hang out. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
candy, and as you can see, we're drinking water. Water is, you know,
I don't have.
she doesn't have any because she wasn't special enough to get water this time. Actually, we
She
weren't
didn't grab
pre-prepared.
her, so.
She was like, I don't need the water. I just need straight up sugar. Just
right.
inject it straight in there. We're doing Halloween.
But if you could hand us our pumpkin, this would be wonderful.
A phantom flip.
Yay.
Woo!
So these are some questions that were sent to us, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Snow pick a question and hand it to Raven, and Raven's going to read it, and then we will discuss it. Yay!
Alrighty, ooh. This looks like a long one. How did Spirit, the cat, get his name? Oh, I love talking about Spirit!
I
You the best question! I
Wow.
love it. Sorry.
This is
Calm
okay.
myself down a little bit.
Well, since you're so excited about this, would you like to answer it?
Oh,
No, I'm not sure.
I was not sure how Spirit got his name. Well, we're Sisters of Spirit.
Do you know where Spirit is tonight?
No.
Spirit is out roaming. You know, it's getting close to Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking for those jack-o'-lanterns,
Yes.
baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead. How did Spirit get Spirit's name?
How does Spirit get his name? Well, we are Sisters of Spirit, obviously.
Yes.
And we definitely need a spirit to be hanging out with us, because how can we be Sisters of Spirit with no spirit?
This is true.
So we have our wonderful spirit that is our mascot over here. So when you see us roaming about with Spirit, you will see him with us.
So basically, you're saying that we are the sisters and he is the spirit.
Absolutely.
That's
like
a no-brainer.
Charlie's Angels, right? You know?
Do we call him sometimes? Or was I supposed? I forgot that memo. I didn't realize I had to check in with Spirit. and get messages from
Spirit's
him.
with you all the time.
Especially around Halloween time, remember?
Okay, now this question is for Samantha May. Yes. Reaching to the bottom of the barrel there, May. And Samantha May is going to read this one.
Yes, I am. Alrighty.
It's a little bit
So this is a yeah.
It's a little- yeah.
It's a teeny bit.
This is a tarot card question. So we're going to need some tarot cards.
Ew, I think I got it. One of us got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
So this person would like to remain anonymous, and their question is, will I pass the bar exams? Now, Raven, take it away.
All right. Oh, well, we first got his one popped up. And I'm going to show you the card that popped up because they are just so cool. I love these cards. So this is the one card that popped up. And the card is called The World. Now, a lot of people do different interpretations, but I really kind of take the vibe off of that with the card. So what I picked up is really the world is at your feet. You can do anything you put your mind to. So as long as you're doing the work, you know, and you have that drive and dedication, it's going to work out for you. Now, sometimes I like to get straight A's and it doesn't work out, but I'll still pass. So if you're getting stuck on something, I'm not going to say you're just going to get it overnight out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I am seeing that this is going to be really successful for you. So good job in advance. You know, if we ever need any legal aid, we're going to try to find you and ask you out there. But
That's
I
right.
see things turning out
We
very well
have
for
your
you.
email.
Yes, we do.
We will come looking for you.
All right, we have a couple more questions, and let's see.
Let's see.
You get to pick.
Ooh.
All right.
So the question is, what is your belief on what happens when you die?
Ooh.
Ooh.
So we're going to take the opportunity, actually, and we'll do this briefly. About, we'll ask all of us, including Snow. You know, from a
Yeah.
child's point of view, we want to see if her views are good.
Yeah, I want to know what Snow has to say on this.
So I'll lead it off. My beliefs on what happens when you die. I actually believe that you just shed your skin because your energy, and energy goes back into the universe, and you can choose to come back and be another person, another cat, a dog, a tree, whatever, because of the fact that you are energy. Do I believe that there is a hereafter? I believe that there is a place where energy can lie low and just continue to be. That is why you can talk to the spirits. That is why that they're there, is because it's just energy.
Yes.
That's in a nutshell. I mean, it's there's more to it than that, but that's a quick answer. So, Samantha May, how about you?
So I do share in that belief, and from my encounters with spirit, there is a place, like, from what I have gleaned from my encounters with spirit, is that I agree, there is a place where they can lie low, and we are just energy that keeps moving and moving and moving.
Right.
And when you die, basically, it's just everything that you said.
Wow.
About that
was just like
last part.
So, Snow, we'll ask you next. We always save you for last.
I know I can talk. So go ahead, Snow.
I've always thought that, like, when your body dies, it's just dead, but your spirit's still alive. And you can see it, it wanders, it follows you.
Nice. Very nice. That's a good point of view, and that's from a child's point of view, which is really interesting because children do. You want to know an answer, you ask a child.
Right here, Snow. She's got all the answers.
That's
She's
right.
on our show.
Now you, what would yours?
Okay, well, I'm going to be a little different.
Quick synopsis,
Surprising. All right, so I do feel that the spirit is something in the body. When the body is gone, it goes back in the earth. You know, we're kind of doing that recycling system again. But I believe a little more of more of the Buddhist philosophies that I really like. So I feel that our spirit actually gets to this collective energy and this collective consciousness where we not only float around and do our own things, but we kind of actually go back to being a part of this whole. And we are not only our own identities of our past if we want to be, but we are also connected to every living thing, if it's person, rock, tree. They are through a collective energy in that like highway there.
Nice.
So we can always come back if we like to, or we can just be stand up there and be like, hey, I know all the information I need to know. So this is great.
All right, so we're going to do one more question, and then we're going to go on to our game.
Now I'm going to shake it. I feel like you need to pick the question here.
So, actually, there's not that many questions in here, so we're going to do a couple more questions, and then we'll go on to our game. So, there you go.
You can read it.
That means I got to put my glasses on, people.
It's a challenge. This is a part of your challenge of this game.
Okay, here we go. How did you get your name, Sisters of Spirit?
It's a good question.
Yes, it is a very good question.
I don't know.
You don't know
You don't know this?
Well, do you guys remember how we decided on this name?
I think I do. I think it was a wonderful conversation.
It was in my formal living room. There were two other people, two friends, and the five of us sat around and we were talking about doing basically this together. It was supposed to be a 5-group people. And not all at one time, but we were going to, coordinate, and some of us would be here, some of us wouldn't be here. And we were throwing names around, and a very dear friend of ours suggested, hey, why don't we call ourselves Sisters of Spirit? And we all agreed. And that is how Sisters of Spirit became Sisters of Spirit.
Yes.
And they will always be Sisters of Spirit in our
Absolutely.
hearts.
I'm
because
guessing I didn't know that.
you did not know that. That's right.
I don't think I was there.
This is true. Okay, so another question.
Who's picking from the magical pumpkin?
It must be you because she's already picked. Oh, wait a minute. You. It's your turn.
Let's go around in the circle. It's like pass. Never mind. I'll keep that to
Around in
myself.
the circle. What kind of circles do you know?
Hey, did you want to read it?
Go right ahead.
In working with tarot cards, how did you memorize the book?
Oh.
Wow, that's a good question. Very good question. I didn't memorize the book because I have no idea what the book has to say.
Yeah.
I don't even know
only
what book
I
you're
only
talking
read
about.
one of the books, and just because I wanted to know what the cards were, because my first deck was a Native American deck that my friend gave me, and I read through the book just because I didn't know what I was getting into, because I learned everything on my own. And so I read the book, and then I do the spread, and I would look at the spreads, but I'm like, that doesn't feel right. So then when my working with it, I would have the book and I would read it, but I would feel that the messages that were coming through the cards were different than what the book said. And I felt that just going by immediately what came to me in the card, that was a better meaning for the person I was reading, and also just in general for.
So I never read a
to go
book.
on.
I've never read the book. Now, mind you, I do have several books on tarot cards, and I do glance through them every once in a while. I'll just like open a page, look at it, and close the page. But I've never read a tarot book because my first deck of tarot cards were a regular deck of playing cards when I was a very young little girl. We didn't have cards back then, we used little pieces of wood.
Pieces of stick.
And you, did you ever read a tarot card?
I actually didn't. My first deck I actually got from the dollar store, a very cool dollar store. And
That's a good point, though. Like
Yeah.
you just said, the dollar store, for not to interrupt you or anything, but there's a lot of people out there who want to read tarot cards and they think, they're too expensive, because really tarot cards are kind of expensive for, some people. If you're young and you're saving your money and everything, dollar store is a good idea. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. So I actually got my first deck from a dollar store, and it actually had like what was supposed to be on the bottom. I tried doing the spreads and whatnot, like a good little person, and I was like, forget this. Like, it was just not working for me. I was like, I'm just going to do what I like. And that's pretty much, I realized that was the best way to really do it. You know, I'm reading the energy off the cards, not what the little saying is.
Yeah.
So now I still have them. I call them my drunk tarot cards. So I have them there if I'm trying to do them when, you know, we're at a more of a party thing and I don't want to bring out the good stuff. But yeah, I never really read a book either. I just kind of, I do have books on them. I have one on like the history of tarot cards. So those are the kind of books that I actually read now. That have an appreciation of like
That's
how
good.
they came around.
So I actually have a question.
Did it come out of the book?
No, but it's about the about tarot cards in general. Some people say that you shouldn't buy a deck of tarot cards on your own. You shouldn't buy them for yourself.
Well, they say that a gift is much better to get a gift of tarot cards, especially your first deck. Believe me, you're gonna buy tarot. Once you get into them, you're gonna find tarot cards that
you're not
like.
gonna wait for people.
Yeah,
to know that way.
you're gonna find some that you like. You're gonna say, "I really like this deck of tarot cards, and I want to use this deck of tarot cards." You'll get some people give them to you as gifts, and some people it doesn't matter. The bottom line is it doesn't matter. Okay, so next one. Look alive, there, little doll, little doll, little doll.
How can I get a tarot reading?
Ooh.
Well, one of the ways is you can email us at SistersofSpirit@AOL.com with
Kind of like where they sent this.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly exactly the way that you sent this.
Or you can hook up with us on Facebook, and we can, if you live in the area, we can send you our contact information, and we can actually sit down and do a tarot reading for you. If we're not really ready to do online ones because of me. These two would be very happy to do an online one for you. I myself don't like doing online ones, but I will put it out there if you are watching and you do want a online tarot reading. Shoot us an email, and I'll have these guys get back to you, and they can either coordinate a phone call or something, anything, but you're not going to get one from me online.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
Well, we always want to make sure that
I'm
we're
so mean.
reaching out to people for them to get their answers and everything like that. So we always want to be that option for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to pick.
Woohoo! You get to pick.
I'm doing that one. I don't know what this one is. Okay. I used to go to your meditation, but you're no longer there. Why?
Because we're here.
We're magical, but we can't be in two places. At least that long.
Well, the truth of it is the place that we were at, we no longer are there due to the fact that they have expanded their business a little bit, and they have a back room. Feel free to check them out. It's a wonderful store. But we have been busy on our own, and it actually worked out to our benefit because we do have other gigs. And again, if you really want to know where we're at, we will put it out in emails. We don't put it on our website because right now our website is down.
Yeah.
So if you want to know this information, shoot us an email. We would be happy to let you know where we are going to be because we do hold meditations and stuff like that. And if you're interested in a tower party or something, just contact us because we will definitely be happy to do
Because
this.
why just have the spooky party in the month of October and on Halloween when you can have it all year round? We can always be there out of costume for you.
Or
All
in
right.
costume.
So our
whatever
next
you want.
question is, how can I learn to see ghosts?
Well,
And you really go to Ghost Class 101.
Okay. Well, you know what? This is a really good question.
It is.
And I'm going to actually ask Snow if she'd like to give a try at answering this question because, and I'm asking her because us three already, we've spoken about this on camera, and I think it would be a good idea to see as a young little witch.
I've actually seen a ghost before, like with my own eyes.
Well, I would hope so. They weren't with mine.
It was a blue one, and it was a lady. And I don't really believe in ghosts. I believe in spirits, like someone's spirit. A ghost isn't really a thing.
Well, see, it's just a terminology. It's just a name, a spirit, a ghost, an entity, anything like that. But to answer the person's question really quick and honestly, because we do have a couple more questions and a couple more things to do, to answer your question, just basically let yourself believe In order to see something, you need to believe. It's one of those things where if you believe wholeheartedly, things will start happening, even if it's belief in positive thinking and everything. And here's my one thought on belief. You have people who say, oh, I can't believe in ghosts because, I need proof that they're out there. They're out there and, but on the flip side, there's people out there who believe in a specific entity, that there is no proof this specific entity was ever around. So if you can believe in the writings of one thing, but not in spirits and ghosts, think about it for a while.
Yeah.
Okay?
How to also know is if it's hot and you just get a really weird chill on your arm or something, that's also how you know if there's a ghost next to you. If you feel a chill.
Yeah, I'm so happy you brought that up because that's really how I experienced my first ghost. I didn't see them. They weren't like, hello, look at me over here.
Mine was in my bedroom and I just saw it and I got so freaked out and I didn't move.
See, I got
That was mine
the goosebumps. So.
Really?
I would always get people that had just passed, especially when I was very little. So I would be laying in bed, and they say that you're more prone to speaking and communicating with spirits when you're on the verge of sleep or asleep, because they can come to you in your dreams.
It's a more relaxed state. That's what it is. Has
I
nothing to do
wasn't
with really
sleeping.
Well, you know what? Our next
That's a
question
scary
actually
thing.
talks a little more about a relaxed state.
Ooh.
About how do you meditate.
Nice.
So, I don't know if you guys want to take it away. You know me with meditation, I get very excited. From the snow.
You listen to some calming music and sit in a comfortable position, straight up or.
Well, that's one of the ways. There's
Yeah.
many different ways to meditate.
You can walk. You can do art.
Meditation and
You can
and movement.
sing.
Yes. Yes,
Like
you can meditate
Grandpa
like that.
meditates basically when he's playing his guitar.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's basically it's just letting yourself be free enough to feel the universe, to feel the music, to feel the art, to just be in that moment. Because most people don't understand that meditation is not about clearing your mind 100%. It's just going with the flow and just allowing things to happen. So let's see, we have 2 more questions. So here
only
we
2
go.
more? Aw.
Okay.
Why don't we get Sammy's first there?
Alrighty. Are you going to do a show on meditation?
Ooh. Of course we're going to do a show on meditation.
Didn't we just discuss it
You'll
now?
never hear the end of it. I know I started talking about that in our first episode.
Yeah, we all did.
We're trying, we're trying to make sure we get in the right state of mind to bring that around. Of course, we had to have a fun Halloween one.
Yes, we had to have a fun Halloween one. And this one's sporadic because this is just a little get-together Halloween party.
Yeah.
But yes, we are going to do a show on meditation, and we would like to, actually sit and meditate on camera. So when we do that, we can do a guided meditation. One of us can be the guide. One of us can, we can
Be the
all
meditated person.
Right. And when we do that, we would really like to invite you back to participate in that if you'd be all allowing yourself to meditate with us.
I'd love to.
Oh, I'm so excited!
Yes. Okay. So our last question.
Our last question is, are we all really friends?
Yes.
I am friends in the snow here always.
Yes.
So, yes.
We are all really friends. And the thing is we met at different times, and a better answer than that is we are more than friends, we are family.
Yeah.
So
We are sisters.
We are sisters.
Yes.
Oh, Spirit!
I'm not a sister.
You of
You are
course you're
saying
sister,
I'm very
yeah.
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, here is our thing of questions.
Oh, don't we have a game coming up?
Yes, now we are going to play the game. And I'm going to read the questions of the game, and you guys are going to answer, and unfortunately I'm going to ruin my outfit and put my reading glasses on so I can see. So, we do have...
It actually comes to the next Maleficent movie when she needs to get reading glasses.
When she gets old.
Yeah.
Okay. Here and, be part of the elderly Maleficent. But, we don't want me to mess up these questions. So if I could have our questions here. Ooh, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? All right. So I'm going to ask us a few questions. And we'll, get answers from each one of yous. And we'll see who's right. And we're going to keep tabs on who has the most. Because there is a prize! You can't have a Halloween party without a prize. So, in our questions, let's see if I can read these. Okay, are we ready? Drum roll, please. So, first question. The tradition of making jack-o'-lanterns to ward off spirits is thousands of years old. Which vegetable did they originally make them out of? Do, 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 do.
Ooh, I'm gonna take a guess.
Okay! We have Raven.
Yes. It wasn't a squash.
No.
I know, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I don't know the name of it.
We'll describe it.
It's like a pumpkin, but it's not. It's like mini version in green.
That's a squash, just what she said. So you are
It's okay. We will make it out of squashes. We're starting a new trend.
okay, Samantha May. Would you like to take this for the win?
Just so you know, it's not a squash.
All right, I'll bear that in mind. Potatoes.
Yep. The original turnips.
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 Turnips need some love, I guess, if it's going to be on this time of
So
year.
you guys just turned up your nose at that one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Somebody appreciates me. Okay, so on to our next question. According to superstition, if you stare into a mirror at midnight on Halloween, what will you see?
Yourself.
Wrong.
Oh.
Well,
I feel like this is tricky because there's a lot of different answers you can say to this.
This is a superstition.
Superstition.
Uh-huh.
It's like, but is it like Bloody Mary? Like,
Wrong.
Alright, down on me. Superstition! Going through the lore in my brain. Going through the Irish lore in my brain. I feel like that would be
10 seconds here.
Alright, would it be a spouse?
Let's see.
Would it be a spouse, like if you're married?
It would be your future husband or wife. We will give it to her.
That's creepy thinking about it.
Yes.
Like at midnight, why would someone even stare
You
at
know
me
why?
there?
Because I've done that and my cat just appears out of the bathroom. And I know it's true love, so that's what made me think of like maybe your spouse or something.
All right, everybody.
Alrighty.
What is the significance of seeing a spider on Halloween?
Good luck.
money.
I think I'm right.
Good, go ahead. Next one.
I was going to say what they both said too.
Okay, so here is the answer. The answer is it thought to be the spirit of a loved one watching over the person who finds the spider? So that was wrong.
He's just like creeping down on his web. He's like, I'm watching you.
He's like Santa Claus. I swear.
So our next question is, who is said to haunt the White House Rose Garden? The White House is Rose Garden. Come on.
Oh, I
George
knew
Washington.
this.
These are good questions. You okay? So
A
you say.
president.
Okay, she says a president. Hey, this is good. This is good.
No, I knew that. My father's gonna be so upset.
Oh no, I know who it is. Never mind.
Go
Can I
ahead.
retract my answer?
You can retract your
Is it
answer.
Dolly Madison?
Let's
Who's
go.
that?
Third answer. We'll tell you in the end. Do,
Probably
Mercy.
not.
do,
Mercy.
do.
I don't know. I don't know. I know, but
10
deep down I
seconds.
don't know.
9,
Or deep down I
8.
do know.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I
The answer is Dolly Madison.
Who is that?
So
Who is
we
that?
have a 1 and a 1. So well, somebody's got to win here.
Who's
So
Dolly Madison?
she is First Lady Dolly Madison, President Madison's wife.
So it was a president.
Wife.
But
wife.
it was the girl.
It was the girl.
First.
All right,
lady.
so for the tiebreaker, pumpkins can be orange, white, green, or what other color?
Orange,
I know this.
I know, but it's
in
between
nature?
these two. Yes.
I know the answer, so.
But we'll let you say the answer
At the end.
At the end,
You
if you're
said-
right.
White. What?
Pumpkins can be orange, white, green, and what other color?
Red.
This is for the win.
I was gonna go with. I'm like a bee right now. I'm between yellow and black.
Well, choose a color.
Choose.
I gotta say.
Choose one. Make you better feeling.
I'm gonna say yellow. Yellow.
Actually, it was blue. It's Alice's favorite color.
And she is correct. So we have a dilemma here. We have 2 people and 1 prize. So, out of the goodness of our hearts, we are going to give the gift to the little girl for Halloween.
Yes!
Yay! And if we could have that bag over here.
You were talking about me, right? Little girl for Halloween. Little girl for Halloween.
So we're
Freya?
going to give the little girl her trick-or-treat bag.
Oh, let's see. Well, you gotta open it up, and you gotta love it forever.
Yeah. Forever and ever.
And it's not a stuffed animal. It is
Eos.
Eos.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, look at the colors! It's such fun colors. I know.
So, now that you have some little Halloween trivia, and we've actually done a little Halloween party, we'd like to put it out there to be safe on Halloween, to take your children out, walk with them, don't just send them out there alone.
So just
because
like, just go
there's
get the
some
candy.
Scary people out there
Yeah.
this year. Trust me, they'll be lurking at my house.
Hey.
Now you can find me here.
Yeah. So, anything in closing it up that you would like to say?
Eat candy.
Eat candy.
Eat candy.
That's never true.
This is
or
very
never.
good.
There's no diet on Halloween.
There was no diet on Halloween. So, for Lavender Green,
And Samantha May.
And Raven Waters.
And snuff.
we are Sisters of Spirit. Namaste.
And blessed be.
And Simone P.
Peace.
Halloween!
Happy Halloween!